Hey guys, it's Rin the Builder with Craftwise Studio, and today I wanted to show you an update on this beautiful door that we have yet to finish polishing. And if you notice, it looks like there's some new hardware here. So we were able to place a patch that we had left over that was machined in order to accommodate this new door. And if you look, it has a deadbolt and it also has the primary lock as well. And it opens up pretty nice. Here's some blocking we used, and then also you can see the deadbolt latch and the primary latch. So why did we replace it? Well, let me show you that. So this is what condition that the old KT lock was in. It wasn't very good, and I will be showing you guys some pictures of the old door and kind of what it looked like through the process here. But if you can see this, it just, overall, the KT lock, it just doesn't have my vote of confidence. Not only is it very expensive to replace, for a good condition working KT lock, you're looking at somewhere around $800 to $900. Plus you might even be missing parts that you have to source. And just for the new handle, it's almost $100. So not only does it just cost an insane amount to repair, but also people have to mod these a lot of the times because they wind up getting locked out of their Airstreams. Actually, they get locked into their Airstreams. And so that's why this lock just didn't really have my vote of confidence and why I chose to do something different. So I looked for months and months online trying to see if I could find someone that had done something similar, and I found one picture of someone that had not the same lock but kind of a similar one, and it was a much smaller patch around here. We have this patch handy and we decided we'd just use it, and so once everything gets polished up and this door is completed, it will all blend in and look the same. And you can tell it's a little bit dirty here because we literally just got done, was it yesterday, installing it. So yeah, overall I really like the features. When we did this lock, we did have to wind up doing a little bit of modification. We had to cut a hole, and we will actually be needing to, because we had to accommodate it coming, this mechanism here coming out more, we wound up having to place it out a little more. So what I'm going to do is custom cut a little piece of channel that will go over this and the plate that will go over that, and it'll look really good. If you look at the profile of the old KT lock, you can actually see that if I were to take my tape measure here and measure this, I would actually be looking at a length of about, let's see, just a little more than, I would say about 2.5. And let's see here, if I were to look at the length, it's probably going to be close to like maybe 6 inches. Yeah, so about 6.5 inches. So with the door, when you take it out, the first thing you're going to have to do is go ahead and you have to de-skin them. So there's pop rivets that hold it in place. You take all the insulation out and, you know, clean it up. And you'll want to take the screen door out as well. And then you're going to want to measure and place your patch. Now, I know this doesn't look pretty, but we haven't cut it off yet with an angle grinder. We had to get behind here in order to buck rivet the new patch in. So what you want to do is you want to take the measurement of your new lock, and you want to, I would say it was maybe like 3.5 by 3 3/8. It was pretty close, so it was a small hole, but you want to put your initial hole in here so that you can get the lock in to get it test fitted. And once you're happy with where it's at, then you can do the math to place the patch. And you do not want to cut from the inside out. You definitely want to do, when you're doing the cutting with an angle grinder or with a Dremel or whatever, you want to cut it from the outside in. And then you're going to obviously want to figure out where this is going to line up. And then if you do it like we did, then you're going to want to, once you have this placed, you're going to want to check the strike plate. Now, I would really advise that you line this up and this strike place up as close to the original as you can. And I advise that you have some buck riveting experience, but you want to do that before you put the patch in so that you can make sure that your hole is going to be smaller than this outside. Because if you make it any bigger, then you might be showing an ugly, nasty hole. So you just want to make sure that your math is correct on that. And there's a couple different ways to do it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or inbox. But the other thing is the way that this patch is kind of big, we decided to just go ahead and drill out these other buck rivets that were here on the door. And then we placed the new patch and just buck riveted it all back together. So that's why we're able to do that. And also this was a machined patch, so it looks pretty good. It looks pretty factory, I would say. And it's definitely not factory, it's definitely aftermarket, but you won't be able to tell as much when we do all of the final polishing. So I haven't done a video yet on how to patch, but I definitely should, I think, do a video on just specifically patches and kind of how that works. But what we did was we took Volcom caulk and just laid it on pretty thick, where not only where the old holes were, but where the new holes were going to go in. And then I placed a double seam of caulk a little bit before, so that there's 2 rows of caulk basically that rain would have to get through in order to, you know, penetrate beneath the surface. But it won't, because as you can see, the caulk line goes up, like it squeezes out all the way out. And so we had a field day actually cleaning some of this caulk out. Now, one thing I wanted to let you guys know is if you can see some scratches on there, that's like from some of the burrs when we placed, like after we had buck riveted, and the burrs got caught in the rag and there was a little bit of scratching. But fear not, because once this whole thing is polished, that will go away and it's all pretty much surface. So nothing a little bit of just you know, Tripoli rouge or Tripoli brown can't fix. So I'm pretty confident it's gonna look pretty good. I also really like the way it looks because it kind of gives me a like space agey type of vibe here, which I think is really neat. And if you have any questions about some of that stuff, you can always reach out on the Airstream restoration page. Pretty soon I plan to make a little post and maybe let people know that if they have any buck riveting experience and know how to do patches, that this lock right here is from the Latchet series on Amazon, and it literally cost me, I think it was $45 or $55, something like that, plus shipping. So it really was not very expensive. It's a great alternative to those original KT locks, and in my opinion, I think it works better. This is the packaging that it comes in. I'll try to link it below. I'm not always good at linking stuff, but I don't make any money as of now off Amazon links. So I just wanted to let you guys know that that's definitely an option. So this actually goes here, and oh, it goes around this way actually. So this goes here, and if you can see, there's still like a little bit of width there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little piece of channel to like almost create a little box here. And then make sure that it's not gonna rick it all off this side. If I could do it again, I would try to maybe make this hole right here a little bit less big, but no worries. So that's my plan, is to make a little kind of almost like a box to conceal that, and then it'll tie in and it'll work really beautifully. And I think that that's gonna work just fine for my purposes. Now, the other thing I want to let you know is when we actually go to put the skin on, we're gonna have to take this back out. You can access it through the screws here. This plate will have to come out. After we insulate it, we put the new skin on. We'll take that out, and then this will sit on the outside. So this won't be flush with this anymore. This will actually be out a little bit more, but you can adjust for that with the screws. There's plenty of more give in it. So it requires a little bit of mechanical knowledge, but nothing crazy, I think. If I was able to do it, I think everyone else could do it as well. And I know I'm gonna get hate in the comments for this, but what we plan to do is we're gonna mark a perfect square, and we're gonna cut that out with the angle grinder, and I'm actually gonna patch that with the same alloy, just to make sure that if we actually do wind up hitting this when we're putting the new skin in, that it has something to fasten to. But overall, not really a big deal. Just more maintenance that I need to do overall, but I couldn't be any happier with the progress on this Airstream. And I also did want to say that another reason I think that this lock is superior is because it does come with 4 keys total, 2 sets of keys, so like 2 rings with 2 keys on it a piece, and it does give you a pretty good guide on if you don't know how to use it. You can get introductory videos by using the Scan Me. I checked all that out and I liked it. So before I wrap up, I will go ahead and show you guys how it locks. In order to latch the deadbolt in there, you will need to bring it to the left, bring it here, double check it, it's not moving, good. All right, so then you can go ahead and bring that in there, and then you'll also bring this to the left. There you go, and it's locked.